This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
First.
How about that?
It was Wrestling Challenge. I was doing a little research. Arn and to Tony, Tony, had you stayed there, would we be having this discussion today?
Had we stayed in the WWF?
Correct. Who loves hypotheticals?
Yeah.
No, I always like to think about that. If the financial agreement that we made over a handshake deal with Vince McMahon would have came to fruition, we would have stayed there and worked our ass off and possibly been there for 10 years. But it was a situation that when you leave one where you get lied to about your money, and in this business, fellas, the only power you have, the only bargaining power, the only independence you have in this business is how much money you got in the bank, because it allows you to say no to bullshit, maybe to semi bullshit, and yes to a lot of cool stuff. But we got the shaft. That's the reason we left Crockett prior to WCW buying it. And we got there and ran into the same thing, and it was just too much. And you get to a point in any business with any job where you keep getting the shaft, you got to stand up and just go, hey, no. And had that have went through, and Tully and I have stayed there because they used us good. We cannot argue about the way we were used. And we still had a lot of good to do in that company. And it could have changed, the futures of a lot of people and a lot of companies. Who knows? We were confident that we could make a big enough contribution to whatever company we were in. So.
And I think the most frustrating thing is, Tony, you actually gave them another option. You said, hey, I'd like the Coliseum home video part of things. You gave them something else to say, okay, if not this, then that. So I've always found it to be like, what if he still was there? Yeah. And then do we get JR? So I don't know. It was something I saw that ran across my, the social media timeline, and just wanted to get your thoughts on it.
Yeah, I don't know if, Carl, I don't know how long I would have been able to stay there. Just a lot of things going on in my life at that time. And, when I first got there, JJ was there, and JJ brought me in. He's the one that called me and said, would you like to come to work for Vince? Because Vince would like for you to come in. And I remember having dinner in Connecticut with JJ and his wife, who was Lindsay at that time, and Lois and I had dinner, and we were talking about our future in the WWF. Well, it turned sour very, very quickly. Very quickly, Vince didn't like my work. Don't know why. And very quickly, he was not good to JJ. So I left, and Lois didn't want to live there. And JJ ended up leaving after that, became very disenchanted with it. So I'm not so sure, even if I would have in 1990, in April of 1990, that year, if I would have not stayed, I'm not so sure how long I would have stayed. Had I stayed, I'm not so sure how long I would have.
It means we'd still be having this chat.
Yeah.
Means that Lauren would still be kicking ass as host. And that's all I got, guys.
Yeah. Well,
Thank you.
I say this every time. I'm glad I moved to Georgia. And the reason I am is because of that dog right there. I would have never met him. So there you go.
We got 2 Bugs besties. Actually, I just ordered a third because we're going to do a little red one for the Go Dogs. Sorry, Lauren. Little boy.
Ew. Choke on those words as they come out of your mouth.
We'll call them Falcons red. We'll call it Falcons.
There you go. I guess we'll go with that. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. I want to get to one final question. There can only be one.
Okay.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.